My parents were super religious growing up, and I kind of just lost the fire. And there was a time I was so mad, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, just God isn't real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We've all gone through it.
Yeah, but like now, I'm starting to slowly come back.
Yeah, and
Slowly.
the cool thing is, like, that's your process, and that doesn't change who God is or how He sees you. You
Yeah,
just gotta walk
for
through
sure,
it the way you want to walk through it.
At the end, you always end up back.
Yeah, and know He's always there whenever you're ready. He's not forceful. Like, people like to force. Like, I'm never gonna be that dude on the street corner saying you're going to hell with a street.
Yeah,
sign.
exactly, bro.
That's
what
not
I
our
don't
job.
get, man.
Like, my job is to love God and love people, help wherever they're at in life.
And that's the greatest
That's
commandment
it.
of God.
I don't judge. I don't discriminate.
And I feel like some of the most judgmental people I ever meet are in church.
Yeah. And usually, people that don't like church, they don't like. It's not because they don't like God. It's
They don't like the people in the church.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh my God.
Yeah, it really is.
We gotta be conscious of that. Like, if we can't,
I never know.
if we look so unattractive as the church, as the body of Christ, why would anyone want what we have? But if you live your life without talking about it a lot, and they can just see the way you live your life, oh, there's something about you, that's me. Like, I'm not a preacher. The only message I preach is how I live my life. Just my actions and how I am.
And just like teach them people like,
Yeah.
like share them the gospel of God. Just
I've been
that.
really serious since I got in here. I'm not usually this serious, bro.
No, it brings out that side of you.
Yeah.
It does.
Like, all the conversations I've had with everyone's been pretty good, pretty deep. I like.
I was heavy contemplating life when I'm gonna show you this book.
Nice.
It's really true that like people within the church judge you.
It's the worst. Like when someone comes in and they haven't got it all together, they're wearing something different. A lot of like older church generation will be like, why are they here? They can't. When the opposite, like Jesus was there for the people that felt left out, the prostitutes, the tax collectors who back in those days were looked down upon, and he pulled them in. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to pull them in and love them.
Yeah.
My best friend, he's half English. So he lived in London for a while, and I guess it messed with him. So he started reading this book, and it calmed him down a lot. And it was so perfect, because like, I never told him this, but before like New Year's, my resolution was to be more in the moment, because I'm always either thinking about what's next, or like being a bee about the past.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I should have done this. This shouldn't have happened to me. So reading that book helped me a lot, bro. If I finish it while I'm in the house, I'll let you go through
I'd
it.
love to, man. My mind's always going. When I
Exactly.
lay down in bed, I'm like thinking. That's why I can't fall asleep right away.
Marunong na.
It's really hard. I have to like pray and meditate and just like drain everything out.
Asawa
You know
mo
what
lang
helps?
kulang.
Writing in a journal.
Exactly.
It helps
I
so much.
literally write in my journal every day,
Yeah.
and we can't do that here.
Yeah, especially if you have like, let's say you have no one to talk to. If you write it down in a journal, everything that you want to say is
And it's unfiltered.
unfiltered.
I was a couple months ago. There was an AC unit that leaked on my journal, and it soaked everything. And I lost everything I wrote during my breakup. Like it was the most deep
Damn, the
journal,
most time you need it, yeah.
and I'll never be able to look back and see where I was. But I think it was like God saying you can move on from that. You don't need to revisit that. Like let it go.
That's true, yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. Because at first I was like, why am I crying about a journal?
No, but
Like
it's not
I
about
felt
the-
so dumb. But it was like the only thing that listened to me with like no judgment when I just needed to let out.
Well, since you can't write in a journal now, what I do is kind of like pray it out. I'm kind of praying.
And I'm here. I'll be your big bro if you need me.
I remember I have a journal and like every time na mapuno siya, I burn it out.
Really? Just to like let go of it. And
Well, one of the reasons why I'd want to destroy it, like after I'm done with it, is so that no one sees it. Just like those, like what if someone sees your deepest, darkest thoughts, and I'm like, ah!
it depends on the season of my life too. Sometimes I want to look back and be like when I was like a kid, I was like, I want to move to LA one day and be an actor.
Oh, now you
I want to
have
look back and be like, you did that. Like you can look back and tell yourself you did that.
Madam, your girlfriend.
It's in her pocket.
Because sometimes you forget to be thankful as well. Like I was in LA 3 years and then I was after 3 years, but I sat in a coffee shop, I looked around, I was like, dude, I know you didn't get that audition kanina, but just be thankful you're here. you wanted to be in LA for so long and now you're here. But you're so always thinking about the next thing. I forgot to be thankful. And I looked back and I was like, dude, you hoped and prayed for this. Like, sit in that moment.
Always be grateful for everything.
Albie. No bandanas in the confession room. Ganun ba yun? Rule yun.
I mean, if Kuya will, like,
I should take it off, take it off.
yeah, if he says no,
What is it? Why is he wearing pants? Ikaw na?
like, how's the experience like being in a worship?
I love it. They're family. And it's not, literally, I don't try and sound bad, but it's not about me. You know, it's like I'm worshiping for an audience of one. So if I mess up, there's no judgment. Like singing in front of for your career, you're constantly being judged. And I grew up like that. Fear of the judgment of people. And it's not like a product I'm showing, it's me. So if you judge this, it's like deep for me. But when I lead worship, it's a unity, it's a community, and you and the band are so solid, and then you see Lila and I, when we lead for youth camps or youth conventions, you see kids who are going through broken families or whatever, and they're when they raise their hands and they give it to God and they surrender it, and you can see God touching them. It's not about me at all, and that's what I love.
That's what I love them every time I hear worship songs. Like they touch you.
And sometimes when you're going through something and you don't have the words anymore to pray, you're just in pain, but you have the worship song to unite your feeling with, and yun na lang you cry out mo kay God. Those
You know
moments.
that Clean is my devotional song. Sale song, no?
Yeah,
Clean.
I love
That's
that.
my devotional song.
It's crazy how it's more than a song. It's like
It's like a prayer.
Tony Arami, siyang lobo.
Nay, alam mo yung kantang yun?
Ay, baka alam ni Madam Inus. Replay, please. Replay. Ano na?
Ang title, Feel Like Dance.
I feel like that.
Ano yun?
Kunin mo na yung red. Ang arte naman eh.
Sayawin natin.
Ay, grabe si Ate Karen, K-pop. Oh, pak. Oh, pak. Oh, K-pop. Karen, pop.
Actually, nahulog ako eh. Nahulog ako. Tapos nag-roll ako, tapos napunit-punit.
Sino kalaban mo sa X-Men o sa Wolverine?
Hindi ko alam, pinagbihis kami.
Kaya mo eh.
Naka-shirt ako.
Naka-jeans kami, oh.
Doorbell ako ng doorbell, ayaw buksan. Yung nagpalit ako ng pantalon. Ako, KD. Karen. Baka yung nominee. For the best actor. Or the Oscar.
The Grammys.
Kailan yun? Ngayon?
Could be,
Ano ba
possibly.
sinabi? Parang mag-ayos ang gamit, diba?
Ha? Feeling ko. Kasi mag-ayos lang nabasa ko eh. Ano bang ayusin? Mga sarili natin.
Baka.